Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Foul. Joined by man like Flawless and Mo Selector as well in the building. Big up, big up. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Technically, I just made it 15 minutes later because you know, I'm just gonna blame Mo because I like blaming Mo.
It was on me, people.
No, don't do that. We can't be blaming fellow Mancunian supporters.
It was on me, man. It was on me, people. Go on.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, I can't believe what's come out just now. Mo Salah potentially leaving. I'm looking at the source. It was from Relevo, but now the Saudi lot are now pushing it, and I suppose we'll be talking about that. And there's more to Liverpool. I don't think he's going to get what he wants, what he's wishing for, especially with everything surrounding what his agent has previously said. But we have to talk on it. News is news, and obviously Cheick Doucoure going to be talking on him. It's also we're going to be talking a little bit about a debate of Arsenal actually strengthened. It's not a par. It's actually a little bit of a debate. And we're going to go through a bit of their squad and what's gone on with them and have an objective conversation about it. So it's not slander if people are thinking along them lines. And then also Matheus Nunes to be done after a bid has been rejected, but they're saying it's going to be wrapped up within 24 to 48 hours. And we're going to see how he fits, if he starts, and if Man City even go further and beyond his signing. But Flawless, how we did, man?
I'm blessed, man. Big up for having me. Much appreciated. Always good to be on Never a Foul. Always good chopping up with you. Same as Mo as well. But yeah, man, I'm all blessed. No complaints.
Well, you can blame any Egyptian. It's me or Salah. It doesn't matter. There is an Egyptian that made it late. And it's always late. The guy is about to become the highest paid player in Saudi Arabia, above CR7, above N'Golo Kante. They are trying to wrap him up before the Club World Cup. I think this might happen. Liverpool are tempted. Yeah. Salah, yeah. The reports from Saudi Arabia. So the Arabic, I went and read the Arabic reports. The club in Saudi Arabia, they are saying that they want to get him for the Club World Cup. And they are, listen, if Salah goes to Saudi Arabia, Egyptians will watch the league. And Egypt is 100 million people. Okay, so that brings a lot of money. This is the thing. Like, we have some players there, but imagine Mo Salah goes to play for for a Saudi Arabian club. That will automatically get 100 million people watching him playing with Benzema. You know what? This is going to be like, for them, it's not only about him as a player, it's all about marketability. And I think it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense for the Liverpool people. It doesn't make a lot of sense for the Premier League. But it makes a lot of sense for him. He's 30 years old now. Or 31, if I'm not mistaken. He was born in 1993 or 1992. So 30 years old. This is going to be a 3-4 year contract. You're getting paid loads of money. And your future is secured. Your contract ends at Liverpool in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. But now you're going to have some, play for Saudi Arabia. It's an easier league, easier on your body as well. Easier on easier on everything. You get like a lot of publicity in Saudi Arabia. We know Salah is kind of like a Muslim guy. I think it makes a lot of sense for him. I think it makes a lot of sense for all parties, but Liverpool fans. All parties, but Liverpool fans.
It doesn't make sense for
Liverpool. Even FSG makes a lot of sense for them. They're gonna make a lot of money, you know.
Yeah, has there been any mention of the transfer value? What actual, have you said an amount? Any rumored amounts?
No.
Nothing. Okay.
Well, I'd like to think it'll be over 100 million. What actually, if any Liverpool fans are actually in here, what moves the needle for you for about Mo Salah? Like, if there's an offer that is to come in, how much is he worth right now as it currently stands, considering age, ability, and how long he'll go on for? You know, considering all of that. Look, even if he wants to leave. And I think this is major, and this is probably not good for Liverpool fans. If you've got a player that wants to truly leave your club for the season, then, and you're going to get the bread at the end of it, and et cetera, that doesn't bode well for your objectives for the season, but he does come down as a professional player for me. he never causes issues, never has, never done. Very nice guy from what we can see from, cameras. You can see he has a very lovely family. The one thing he won't be doing anymore is celebrating Christmas over there. So there's some positives to the Muslim world and there's some positives to everywhere else. But in flawless, 8 days is the window closed? 8 days, I think, or maybe less, a week. I think it closes next week, Friday. So
the window September 7th. So the window in Saudi Arabia closes in September 7th.
Forget that. I'm talking about the English window. So next week, the English window. If they
you think they have to bring replacement? Oh, okay.
If they can't even replace Fabinho with an adequate enough DM, which we're going to talk about anyways, what makes you think that they're going to go out there and go get an adequate enough, I don't know, man, a high world-class right winger that's going to get them as much goals as, as Mo Salah.
Exactly, that's what it is in terms of the output. Like if Salah leaves, that's an absolute major. That's more than a major blow to Liverpool, because like what you just mentioned there in terms of what is an adequate replacement for Salah? Who's getting you his goals? Who's getting you his assists? Who's getting his overall impact for the team outside of goals and assists? Like he is so key to Liverpool's system and what they do, and any success they potentially could have this season. Because him staying or him leaving, and I genuinely believe he will stay, I don't see Liverpool accepting any bid for him, even if he wants to leave, because that could be so detrimental to their season. He could be the reason they don't finish in the top 4. Because as much as they do have creativity and goals in their side all throughout their team, Salah's the main one of that. He's the main one. Like, he's their talisman. You don't just replace. Like, losing your talisman is bad enough, but you don't replace him, especially with this short amount of time in the window left. So I don't see him leaving. But if he does, from a Manchester United perspective, of course I want him to go Saudi Arabia. Because them without Mo Salah they look completely different.
No, so what we saying, like hypothetically, Mo, right? If Mo Salah was to leave, where do Liverpool finish?
End of an era. This is it for me. I'm serious. End of an era for one reason. There is not a lot of Salahs in the world. Like, there is Mbappe, there is Haaland, there is Salah. There's not a lot of Salahs. There's Vinny Jr. The Salah's output is ridiculous. Like, even on his seasons that is not great, it's absolutely ridiculous, right? I think they tried with Nunes. It didn't work out. Look at Gakpo. Gakpo's a brilliant player. But when your coach drops you to the midfield, he knows that you're not getting him the 30 goals, the 25 goals. He knows that your output is better from the midfield. Is Jota going to get you 25 goals? No. Liverpool relies so much on Mo Salah. But there is not a... listen, you guys are talking and I'm thinking about names. I keep thinking about names and I can't find the name. Can someone in the comments, guys? In the comments, please. Everybody, just tell me one name that you think can replace Mo Salah. Even for a realistic name, don't tell me Mbappe. Don't tell me Haaland. You're not getting these. Don't give me Vinny. Who is going to replace Mo Salah? I think the problem is they have to change the system. And as flawless, the system relies so much on this guy delivering. So how is the system going to work? I don't know. I actually don't know. People say Scilia.
Not right winger, though.
He's not a right winger, and he's not. And he's not Mo Salah,
right,
guys. Mo Salah is a winger that gives you 20, 25 goals. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know. But in end of an era, people don't realize that. Yeah, Liverpool are great and everything, but they are great with Mo Salah. He doesn't miss games.
I think I'm trying to think in the world of football right now. Is there a right winger that you can tell me that other than even that's even available that they can go and grab that's going to do some sort of job or even change up the system that they need to do? There's only one name I can kind of think of, and he's injury prone, and we yet to really be known if he's even a better right winger than he's a left winger. And that's Chiesa, and he's not the inside. So I think if they do buy someone, let's say next year Salah leaves, I'm thinking even next year, who's the next best thing? It's all going to be hypothetical or potential. Leroy Sané maybe might have some other plans. Might look at towards Klopp, the German link, and that might have had enough by then. It doesn't scream that he's going to leave. Is he a right winger for me, Sané? No. So yeah, man. Look, I don't understand. It's not going to be. It's not an easy time for Liverpool fans right now. You got to look at replacing Van Dijk. You got to look at potentially replacing the future of Alisson. I think they got that in Keller. I think he's going to be a wicked goalkeeper personally. And I look at the right winger situation again, because the thing is why we have to talk on it is because we've done the same thing for City. We've been doing it all summer. Who replaces Gundo? Who's good enough to replace Mahrez? And who technically is going to replace an injured KDB at this moment of time? So you have to apply it as well to Liverpool. And I feel like what I said to Eva Monts yesterday as well applies a little bit, whether it's shameless or not. There's some truth in it. This is the end of your club, mate. Like for a bit, you do this thing in cycles. Look, no. But look,
go on, Cass,
it's not the end. It's not the end forever because it's not. But this is not unknown to Liverpool fans. By history, Liverpool are very good, then they're very shit, then they're very good, and then they're very shit. And at the moment, they were very good, and now you're becoming very shit, and you're probably going to lose your coach by next year. And for Klopp, he's probably going to go Real Madrid, right? And I feel like they haven't really built a squad that's going to keep going and going. But they will find, and I feel like, you know what? I'm going to take away my Man United head and I look at it towards football and fans. A club like Liverpool don't deserve something like this, you know? Like every fan base is ridiculous, but the way FSG has treated that club is horrible.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. 100%.
It's terrible, bro. Like,
yeah,
and that's what I keep saying. Like, it's not fair on them when you think like, bro, like we finally got like something stable in the Premier League. And you're neglecting everything. The success of Mo Salah should have been done a long time ago. You know what I mean? The replacement for Van Dijk was meant to probably be Kanate, which is fair enough. You know, you saw your Trents. Robbo's coming to the end. Where's Robbo's successor? You keep saying he's in the decline. I ain't seen a success in successor for a left back. So that's the way I look at Liverpool, and it's a shame that they're gonna probably not. FSG are probably going to end up going within the next few years, in my opinion, at this current rate, especially if they don't finish in the Champions League spots. And I don't see who succeeds, and I don't look at Klopp as a master tactician either, you know, and especially not his number 2, anyways. But what are you saying, Mo? Like, I'm going to revert back to the question: where does Liverpool finish if, hypothetically, obviously, Mo Salah does leave and they do get some sort of replacement, whether it's Chiesa, a Cavra, or whoever it is?
5th or 6th?
Without Mo Salah?
Yeah, 5th or 6th.
You got 5th or 6th without
I got them 7th, mate.
Yeah, no surprise with you, Cass.
Okay, so for me, I still think that they're going to be, even without Mo Salah, I think they're going to be better than Chelsea, in my opinion, especially with the new injury for Modric. So they don't have, Chelsea have nobody as of now. Pochettino is saying that they need still a defender and they need a forward. They don't have anybody. And I think that Spurs, between them and Spurs, that is the 5th and 6th position with Chelsea as well. So these 3. And I'll still pick Liverpool, to be honest, to finish 6th or 5th or something. Man United will finish above them. Arsenal, Man City. Who else? I don't know, but maybe 5th.
No, but how do you replace? How many goals did Salah? Look, flawless.
Last year,
how many Premier League goals did he get?
I think, was it 25? Something around that?
No.
Someone double check
20. That. Last year he got 20.
Was it 20?
How do you even replace that?
Yeah.
How can you say 5th?
Yeah, the one thing that they have though without Mo Salah is they still have creativity and goals. He's the main source of that. Don't get it mistaken. He's the main source. But this is not a Spurs losing a Harry Kane where you go, you're like pretty much everything. Like they still have creativity and goals all over the pitch, from their fullback areas, from their central midfield areas, from both wingers, whoever replaces in play, whoever plays wide right, obviously the central plays and left as well. So as much as I want you to be right, Casson, if it to be all doom and gloom for Liverpool, even if they lose Mo Salah, I still think they would finish 4th, even without Mo Salah.
He's involved in 31 goals, Cass. Exactly. 19 goals and 12 assists.
So I don't think you replace that. I'm going to go with the same energy I keep for City. I think losing out on that many goals that I provided for City, and regardless who they bring in, they're not going to replace that exactly. And that's why I say there's a bit maybe of an advantage for Arsenal this year than it was last year, right? And I'm not saying they're not going to win the league. So I have to apply the same thing for Liverpool. You know, we talk about they haven't even got a centre-back replacement. They haven't even got a DM replacement as of yet. It could change. Things can change, right?
Yeah.
I look at teams in the league. Without Mo Salah, I'm less scared of their front line. Way less. Way less. Right? Of course. I think we end up better. I think we end up better. And that's just probably me being a bit biased on Man United. But I think we're better, right? With them without Mo Salah, right? So
it's because it's you. The reason why we're not is because one thing they do have, and people keep sleeping on it, is they have more outside of Manchester City. They have more creativity and goals in their side than everybody else.
Again, I think
that's the key to them.
Europa doesn't help. Europa does not help them Thursday, Sundays. I think Newcastle will end up finishing high without a Mo Salah, by the way. I think even then Arsenal, Man City, Man United, and who else have I missed out? Exactly. Chelsea. I think Chelsea will nick it. I think they end up stabilizing and being better. Because I know they're going to go spend in January. I know FSG are not. If they're going to spend anything, it's going to be 50 million. That's the difference between the ownerships. And that's the difference between one game a week.
I hear all that, but the problem all them teams that you mentioned outside of Liverpool have is goals. All those teams, the reason why I don't see, all right, City, I give you. Arsenal, this is if they lose Mo Salah. City, I hear it. Arsenal, because they score enough and they're a functional outfit. Outside of that, everybody else is not scoring goals like that for me to confidently say, yeah, they'll finish above Liverpool. Newcastle, Manchester United, Chelsea, like those are the other three that I look at and go, the reason why they won't finish above Liverpool. That's why I won't put us to finish above Liverpool. I've been saying this all summer long. Like, we don't create enough and don't score enough. That's our biggest issue. I think there'll be too much of a responsibility on Luis Diaz to perform. I think Jota would have a big boots to fill, and I think Darwin Nunes, boy, get I don't know what's it called. Somehow get a starting place somewhere. Yeah, but you're right in saying, because Nunes, even if Salah was to leave, Nunes wouldn't. But what you're saying is correct, is you're not going to replace, 19 goals and 11 assists. But the key is to go and get somebody who gets, that's very tough. It's someone to go get you who gives you 10 goals and 5 assists. That's what you're looking for at the bare minimum, which they can do. Because even Nunes last season, he got 9 goals last season. Diaz got 4 in 17. So there's still more than enough. There's more than enough goals in that side. Yeah. Like I said, if there's one team outside of Manchester City at the top end of the league that can lose their highest player with output and not be affected by it absolutely horrifically, is them.
Because Szoboszlai will add goals. Listen, Liverpool midfield normally don't score a lot of goals. So now they added Szoboszlai. McAllister will give you some. But Luis Diaz from the left will give you some goals as well. I think Cody Gakpo will score some. Maybe Cody Gakpo won't get like 15, but he can get like 7 to 9, 10 goals. I think it's all right. The thing about it, Liverpool, is that they showed that they have 150 million pounds, right? That the money that is offered to Liverpool, reported from the Arabic sources, are 100 million euros. That's the fee. That's the transfer fee. 100 million euros.
I would reject it.
See, that's a lot of money.
Reject it. You know what? This day and age, what does 85 million pounds get you? It gets you an Anthony, even. It gets you a Nunes, or it gets you somebody else. It gets you average ballers these days. That's what it gets you. And you see your attackers. It's not. That's
gets you Harry Kane though.
100 million euros. Yeah, but he went for the pounds. He went for 100 million pounds in the end. But I'm just saying, along them lines, I think Mo Salah's worth more than 100 million euros in goals and assists and performances, and what he probably brings to the dressing room, worth way more than that.
They're offering him 200 million for 3 years.
Yeah, that don't matter, man. He will stay. 7 days left. It's not enough, and I don't believe in it. But you say it yourself, Mo. There's no, what they say. There's no smoke without fire. No smoke without fire. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. No smoke without fire. It's like one of your sayings that you love so much. His agent might say he's happy, but I've seen this story before. I've seen it before. How many agents are going to come out? You're not going to come out and say he wants to leave. You're not doing a Paul Pogba. Numerous times when you want to leave. I don't look at Salah and think he's that sort of character personally. Sultan says he's not leaving. His agent said it. Klopp said it. Klopp says a lot of things, and he said it's just these dumb sources. Maybe next season, even if they offer 150 million, I'm not entertained. What? Next year for a 32, 33-year-old, 150 million.
No, he's saying he can leave maybe next season.
Oh, maybe next season, if they offer 150 million, I'm not entertaining it. Sorry.
Sultan, Habibi, Mo Salah, if he gets offered 200 million for 3 years, he's Egyptian, he's taking it. Just come on, stop this. You know what I'm talking about, Sultan. You know, Sultan, what I'm talking about.
Lovren's tweet, end of discussion, I guess. Who's
I'm going to check Lovren. Dejan Lovren, his best friend.
I don't give a shit about no Dejan Lovren and his tweets. Exactly. He's coming out of the woodworks now, all of a sudden. Why would you come out now? If it's such bullshit, why would you respond to it?
I don't know.
I lie?
Ridiculous.
Am I wrong there? Am I wrong there?
Checking that tweet.
Something's not true about you. Why are you going to get paranoid if it's not true?
Me?
No. In general, if something's not true about you, right? That means you shouldn't get paranoid about it, and you shouldn't make no words in it until you need to, right? That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think he's not going to leave. don't think he's gonna do anything. He's staying
I don't think
put.
he'll leave either.
He's not
Yeah,
going.
we'll see.
It's no chance. But guys, there's 720 of you in here. Make sure you smash the like button. Yesterday we only asked for it once past the hour, one time only. But if you haven't done so yet, just a friendly reminder. If you don't mind, you know what to do by now. It helps the channel, and also Flawless is channels in the description below, and also I'm going to be pinning it for the whole show so you can find him on Sarcasm City TV. Usually streams at night or early in the day, just like us. So make sure you do that, and make sure you go subscribe. But yeah, man, moving on from Mo Salah, something that is kind of good for Liverpool right now is that they've actually inquired for Cheick Doucoure. And with Man City now going for Nunes instead of Eze right now, this might be in Liverpool favour, because they're not going to sell two players in one window in the space of 7 days. I don't think Palace would. How much do you reckon he's worth, Flawless?
Who, Doucoure?
How much do you what moves the needle for Palace to let him go?
25
for
pounds.
Palace. Oh, for
Palace.
Palace. If Palace, if they offer, because what's the quote's been in reports, 70 million. If they offer 70 million, that's what it is for Palace. I don't think he's worth that. No, I don't think he's a 70 million pound player in the slightest. I think he's a decent player. Would he improve Liverpool? Yes, but that's any half decent DM improves Liverpool. So I would say, yeah, for Liverpool, like 50 million. That's what he's worth. 50 million at a push. I'd say 50 million from a Liverpool perspective. But Liverpool are not negotiating from a position of power. Mo just mentioned it. And everyone knows they have the money. So now the fact, one, everyone knows you have the money. Two, everyone knows you're desperate. You desperately need a DM. So if I'm Palace, I bump up that price. I say 90 M's. If I'm Palace, I say, because what I'm saying, 90 million, take it or leave it. Because you're gonna leave us in a bad situation, because then we have to go and find a replacement for him. And we know you're desperate. I say all the time, clubs should utilize when they're the A side in the negotiations, whether you're the buying club or whether you're the selling club. And this instance is Crystal Palace and anybody who's dealing with Liverpool. If Liverpool at this point come in for a defensive midfielder at my club, I'm bumping up the price. If the player's worth 50, I'm saying here's 80. If he's worth 60, I'm saying 90. I'm adding an extra 20, 30 million on. 110%.
Forget the money now. So forget the money. Where does that put Liverpool?
Who, Doucoure?
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely improves them and makes them.
As you said, anybody improve. Listen, Liverpool can have a DM. So any DM, even from League One, improves them.
Hey, Mo, we can't disrespect Endo. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And that. Don't disrespect.
He isn't even a DM. That's fine.
He is a DM. Why are you laughing, man? Why are you laughing, disrespecting Liverpool's DM?
I like Endo.
He's a DM, man.
I like
Why are you laughing, Mo? This is serious business, man. He is a DM. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you why I'm laughing. He might be a success. Okay, so I was listening to some podcast yesterday, and someone said Endo would have been on their list, right? He would have been the extra player. However, this Endo guy is someone who's coming from the German league, from Stuttgart, fighting relegation. So he isn't someone that you're looking at with no Premier League experience, 30 years old as well. So you're not looking at this guy and say, yeah, you're the starter. He might be a bench player or something. Yeah. But I'm talking about any starting DM would improve Liverpool. Anybody in the league, whether Jennifer Lerma would improve Liverpool. You know what I mean? Onana Gay may improve Liverpool. You know what I mean? Like anybody would improve Liverpool.
Agreed.
Endo, though, I would start Curtis Jones ahead of Endo at DM. I'm serious about what I say. Until he proves me wrong. It's the other way around.
I wouldn't, because Curtis Jones is not an actual DM, whereas Endo actually is a DM. Where you have him in terms of rating and where you think his level is at is a different conversation. But what he does, or what a Doucoure does, or anyone, even a bang average DM, is help McAllister and Szoboszlai. It helps them perform in their roles better. Because those two is a great start of a midfield. You just need not even a competent six, a half decent six. And that adds to their midfield already. And adds to their attack. And it does help defensively just having a body there.
That's not Liverpool standard though. Like we're talking about any standard.
Oh yeah, we know that, but again, that comes back to what I initially said. They're desperate.
Well, I don't know about Endog, but he's not a DM. By right, he's a 8. If anyone has watched him, go back to Bundesliga 220 and all that, 2020 and that. The guy was wicked for Stuttgart. Guy was wicked.
Yeah, he's got over 100 appearances for them.
That can play 6. That's the difference. He's an 8 that can play 6. He's not an actual 6. That's the difference.
I thought it was a DM.
So Curtis Jones then. See, flawless.
But
Curtis
he can
Jones,
play.
then.
But he can play centre back
I'm
though, so that means
joking.
he is
I'm joking.
defensively minded. I know
I'm
you're joking, but he
No,
can play centre back
My
and right
point,
back.
my point, flawless, is that
You're going.
it's the other way around. Like I treat transfers, especially for people that are like older now, 30 years old, you played from the Bundesliga, that you have to prove me wrong. I'm not gonna just back you because you play for in the Bundesliga, or you play for the Japanese national team. For me, I hold Liverpool, Man United, Spurs, Chelsea at the highest level. This is where I am. Being a neutral, I hold them to the highest level. If you're gonna get me an underwhelming signing, I'm gonna question the signing until the signing proves me wrong. It's not the other way around. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
So I'm waiting for him to play and prove me wrong, and I will raise my hand and say, I don't know the player, and he proved me wrong, and their scouting system is good. But as of now, they signed a player that is unknown. So I don't think this is the right signing for you, unless he's a bench player and you're gonna go sign a starter. This is it.
Which could be because they needed 2 defensive midfielders anyway. So it's like that makes this guy's laughing. That makes like I said, they're desperate. So it makes sense as into why it's an underwhelming signing. Because again, they're not negotiating from a position of power with anything. If we're being really honest, Doucoure is underwhelming, and he's looking to be the first choice signature signing. What are they talking? 78 EMs. That's reportedly what Palace wants, and he's okay. He's nothing special. At the start of the window, nobody was like, "Yo, go get me Cheick Doucoure."
No, not really. Actually, a lot of people said that he is a very good player that should go to a higher club. Actually, after he won the Player of the Season for Crystal Palace,
very good player who should go to a higher club, but it wasn't Liverpool because the whole conversation was Caicedo and Lavia. He's nowhere near the level of those two.
He was on.
Let's call it spade a spade.
Was only Lavia, but
fine, but they went in for. He's not. When Caicedo and Lavia was mentioned, nobody was mentioned about. Yeah, we should go get Cheick Doucoure. No, Manchester United we need a someone to play alongside Casemiro or back him up. No one's mentioning Cheick Doucoure. It's not. It's just the fact that now he's arguably the best of what's left. Like Cheick Doucoure is not the answer. Yeah.
Why is Lavia higher rated?
Because of the season that he just had at because of the season he just had at Southampton in a worse.
Do you think he had a better season than Cheick Doucoure?
Yes.
How is that?
Yes. What do you mean? How is that? Look at the 2 performances from those. Bear in mind, Cheick Doucoure is in a better team. Cheick Doucoure was in a better team and stood out. I've watched him. I think he's old. I think he's decent.
Doucoure is better than that. For me, Doucoure is better than Lavia. Like Lavia's had one season, and we're raving about him. We like what Lavia does on the ball, but defensively, you can go watch Southampton, and he wasn't the greatest either. Technically, he was doing 2 jobs in one because James Ward-Prowse has got no legs. But you got to make do with what you got. And I understand he was in the worst team, but Lavia has probably a higher ceiling than Doucoure. But I think Doucoure goes under the radar for the fact that he plays at Crystal Palace. You go look at Crystal Palace and what they do and how he plays and makes them go. I think just because he's not on everybody's list and he's not known for everyone to be like, oh, I want him. That's probably the best part about it. Because then there's less pressure, there's less expectation on him.
No,
I think Cheick Doucoure solves 2 problems and one for Liverpool. Because one, if anyone watching back at Lens as well, is that he can also play centre back as well as DM, and I think he does exactly the job that they need. And he's more proven, he's a lot older, he's more mature, and I think he's got a good height, he's got presence. He's about 24.
Okay, well, yeah, of course, there's going to be less pressure and
let me double check.
Yeah,
sorry, he's 23. He's 23 years of age.
Of course, there's going to be less pressure.
I don't think they need a playmaker in their ranks, anyways. That's why I said Lavia doesn't move the needle for me. Doucoure is a better player for what they need as well.
The reason why I disagree with that, because I think you mentioned it, Lavia has a higher ceiling, plus he was cheaper as well.
I look at Lavia and I don't look at him as a DM. I look at it as more of an 8.
No, he can play 8, he can play 6, but because he's 19, he has the attributes to do both. He can improve the same way he's good technically, he can improve technically, he can also improve defensively. And if you add him into that level, as a Manchester United fan, last thing I wanted Liverpool was getting. If I have a choice and I can pick a DM that Liverpool signed, Cheick Doucoure or Lavia, I'm picking Cheick Doucoure, as most Manchester United fans are. He's an average player in an average Palace side. That side's average. And he don't even stand out for them. He don't stand out for them.
I don't think he needs to. I think a lot of DMs go under the radar more times. We gave praise a lot to Joachim Anderson and what's his name, Mark Gay, but the guy that was actually screening in front of them more time was Doucoure for me.
I don't really.
I look at Lavia. Anyway. But you're buying Lavia for the potential. We're not buying Cheick Doucoure for his potential, which he still has, by the way, because he's only 23 years of age and learning the craft, right? Especially being under couple coaches as well, Roy Hodgson, Patrick Vieira, and whatever. And it did fail under Patrick Vieira. But I look at it like this: he is the better player right now. And Lavia has got probably a higher ceiling, but it doesn't mean he's going to reach that ceiling.
Oh, he definitely has a higher ceiling because you just mentioned it there. We're not buying Doucoure for his potential because we don't think his ceiling is that high. That's why he's 23, 24 and has never had a standout season in the Premier League. How long has he been in the Premier League?
No one said that Lavia isn't good. Just saying he's
No,
good.
it's not a question of Lavia is not good. It's just a question that if Doucoure had a season that Lavia had last season at Southampton, we would have been talking about him getting a move. It took for Liverpool to miss out on 2 DMs for him to come into the conversation. This hasn't been a conversation all summer long. This is only a conversation now because they've missed out on Caicedo and they've missed out on Lavia. And I go back to it. They're desperate. And their current midfielder, DM, is a midfielder none of us have heard of. Don't know about his level, so I can't comment. I'm just pointing that out. Like I said, Lavia stood out in that team at 19. Worst team in the league. They finished bottom of the league, yet bottom of the league, yet he still stood out. That's how good he is at 19. If you put Cheick Doucoure in that team, he don't perform to that level because he's been in better teams in the Premier League and hasn't stood out. Because Palace, let's call a spade a spade. Palace are bang average. Where did they finish last season? Mid-table, right? 10th, 11th, 14th, around Chelsea, bang average. And he didn't stand out. Bang average.
I actually think this Lavia thing. I think actually this Lavia thing, to be honest, this Lavia is good and everything.
That's the facts. Chelsea were bang average last
season. I know, but you didn't have
around him.
You could have said around Fulham, around Brentford, not around Chelsea.
Fulham and Brentford finished above Chelsea and them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Palace finished 11th.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Palace finished above them, Fulham finished above them, and that. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea what with the second worst.
Fulham were an average last year. They are not average.
No, not Fulham. I'm talking about Palace.
It was around the teams that they finished by, but instead of all the clubs he could have said, he said Chelsea.
Chelsea because they scream mediocrity. That's why. That's actually being kind, to be honest. If you look at him last season, that's actually being kind. That's a compliment.
Lavia look good in the eye. That's the thing. Lavia is a Man City academy player. Lavia looks okay. Lavia looks good. Is he at the moment? Is he at 19 years old? Move the needle to any club? No. I actually think if he went to Liverpool, actually Lavia, I don't think actually he would start. I said that way before.
He wouldn't. Wait. He wouldn't start. Or he
would not start. That was my opinion. I don't know anybody. McAllister. I'm serious, bro. I'm serious.
I know you're serious, Mo, because I know you well enough, but I'm saying that is crazy. If he goes, where's all this? Lavia's done nothing wrong, and we're here holding whatever against him, and I don't know why. Lavia's gone to Southampton in his first season, stood out, played well, and we're saying, oh, he's not a needle mover. Yeah,
not yet. So you didn't let me even finish. What? My problem is Lavia doesn't have the experience to play in that Liverpool midfield yet. He has 1 season in Southampton. That's my point. He doesn't have the experience to play in that midfield yet. He's 19 years old, people.
Wait.
Forget Doucoure has 1 year in the Premier League. So let me finish that point. Doucoure has 1 year in the Premier League, but Doucoure has more years playing for a first team in France in the top league. Lavia is coming directly from an academy player, played 1 year in Southampton. The experience here is different. The talent is there. I'm watching the guy. He looks good on the eye. He has a lot of abilities and stuff. But Doucoure has way more experience. I'm not saying that Doucoure is better than Lavia or he is going to be better than Lavia. But as Cass said, if Liverpool are looking to play this season, I think Doucoure makes a lot of sense this season. Lavia might make sense next season or the season after. Do you guys think that Lavia would start at Chelsea at the moment if Caicedo and Enzo there?
Wait. Let me. Caicedo and Lavia's got the exact same amount of experience, by the way, Mo. So I want to hear your takes on if Caicedo should start at Chelsea. I don't think he should start at Chelsea.
I think Caicedo, for me, looks more experienced on even the eye. I think Lavia is very raw.
No. Wait. We're talking about we love doing this Premier League experience. You know Premier League experience?
No, I didn't say Premier League experience.
No, wait. The experience in general, it doesn't matter, Mo. It doesn't matter. Caicedo came from a next league, whatever. Yeah. Men's football, you're gonna use Don's line, men's football over in South America. Anyways, they got both the same experience. We said any half-decent DM gets into Liverpool's side, but when it comes to Lavia now, he doesn't start for them. And you just telling me that they would have potentially have spent 50 to 60 million on a guy that's not going to start then and just going to use McAllister, who looks out of place at DM.
So there is the reason why they went to Caicedo. So number one, I don't know where Caicedo played before, right? In my opinion, playing an academy player, he has 1 year only as a first teamer. Playing first team makes it's a massive jump from actually being an academy player. I don't know where Caicedo played before, by the way.
No, he played
even if you played in the Brazilian. The way I talked to Don, when I told Don, like there is a difference between you playing the second division or third division in Brazil. But if you play first division in Brazil and you go to the Premier League, I will count that as a first team experience. Doucoure played, as you said, in the French league 2 seasons as a first teamer. And so he has 3 seasons under his belt as a first teamer in a top league or a league, right? Not an academy player, not third division, not League One. Okay. Lavia has 1 season, some 20-something games. That's why I say Lavia still lacks a little bit of experience.
He does.
That's my point.
He lacks experience, but I'll kill this with 2 things. 1, the only way to get experience is by playing, number 1. Number 2, if he was to go Liverpool, he's not stopping them. And experience is one of the most overrated traits in Premier League football. People use it when either players are not good or there's not a fair criticism of a player, because we don't. If experience wins you everything, just go get everybody who's experienced. Then, like, look at some of the terrible players at Manchester United. They're Maguire's experience. What does that mean? Luke Shaw's experience. What does that mean? Then there's Scott McTominay's experience. What does that mean? So this whole experience thing, I think, like I said, it's only used to criticize a player when there's nothing fair to critique that player with, or 2, when a player is just not very good.
Completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you.
Before you go, okay, so Scott McTominay's experience, so they should sign him then.
No, but he doesn't have even the abilities to do that.
Okay, so ability. So that proves my point. Ability is first and foremost. So I've got a second point with this as well. Lavia does not stop Liverpool from doing anything in regards to whoever they sign, whatever DM they sign. They're not they're not winning the Premier League. So cut that out. So are you telling me? So I ask you these questions: does Lavia stop Liverpool from winning the Europa League, FA Cup, or League Cup?
Yes,
actually, I want to go backtrack to what you said.
Yeah, 2 more minutes only.
Well, no, go on, Mo. I'm just asking the question.
Cass is the one who wanted to talk.
I want you to.
I'm gonna respond to you.
I want you to answer that question. He'd no DM they signed. Like Lavia does not just stops them from winning the Premier League.
I say for me that current squad at Liverpool with centre back, a backup centre back, and a Caicedo, okay, which is 1 DM. I thought they would challenge for the league. Winning or not winning the league. Okay, so
challenge, man. We do this challenge thing. Mo, last time we've done this dance before, man.
I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Win. We're saying win.
See, no. So winning the league or not winning the league is based on small details. The fact is based on the difference is when I say challenge, that means you're going toe-to-toe until the last part of the race when you're still challenging. The small details, the penalty, a decision here. Like I remember Man City decisions, Liverpool decisions here and there. But I'm saying that you go to the last part of the race. This is what I call it's a competency, it's a competitive season, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, so the word challenge for me is not 25 games being around the top. It's going to the 35th, 36th week. That's what I mean. Winning the league flawless might be on a small decision. So I'm not going to judge a team based on did you win it or you not win it. When Liverpool got 97 points, I'm not going to say you failed to winning the league. That's a fact that they failed to winning the league.
Absolutely.
But I'm not gonna just discard the season. Does that make sense?
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not a question of discarding the season. The point that I'm making is Lavia this is the season for him to should have went to Liverpool and got experience. Because the point I'm making is Liverpool are not currently set up and built right now to go and win the Premier League. All their other objectives they have, which is winning the Europa League, winning the FA Cup, winning the League Cup, Lavia is good enough. Do you agree with me with that? Or do you think he's that?
No, that's what I disagree with you, bro.
So let's clarify.
I think a competent.
So let's clarify that.
I'm gonna put it in one sentence. I think a more competent and established. Like, I'm not gonna say Caicedo is established for me because the way I watch Caicedo is playing with experience. Caicedo for me would move Liverpool from being challenging for third or fourth, 15 points behind Man City, to being there and thereabout.
I'm not talking the Premier League. I just heard the question I asked. I said FA Cup, League Cup, Europa League. If they sign Lavia, is he good enough to be a starting DM for those to win those 3 competitions?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Okay, and let's talk about the league. No. The point that I'm making is you're talking about challenging. Who cares about being runners up? You know what I'm saying? He don't stop them from winning the competition. All this challenge thing. Do we believe Liverpool can win the league with a Caicedo and to centre back?
Yes, I do.
Okay, no, you believe they will, but you won't put money on it. I know you don't gamble before you say it. I know you don't, but you don't think they're better. If you don't think they're better, it doesn't matter. It's
I
not a
am
needle
telling you,
mover.
if they had a Caicedo, they are on par with the Arsenal and the
All right,
Man City.
so if they say, if they sign Caicedo,
I'm not just making this
and Liverpool
up
winning
now.
the league, if they would have signed Caicedo and Liverpool winning the league over City.
Yes, they have a big chance of winning the league.
No. Yes, they have a big chance.
I
You can pick one team.
I can't tell you who's winning.
Make a prediction.
The Man City.
Make a prediction.
I will make a prediction.
Let's go,
I'll make
Mo.
a prediction. Okay, I'll make a prediction
go.
after the transfer window, depending on who's.
Okay,
who
so let's
signs
say
what.
hypothetically. Let's say
Oh my
hypothetically. No. Let's say hypothetically. City as they are now, so that's their squad. Liverpool signed Caicedo. Would you pick Liverpool to finish above City?
I might, yes. Yes.
No, you wouldn't. See, that's why you might.
Hold
you know
on.
what I'm saying? You wouldn't.
Yes,
That's why you
hold on,
wouldn't.
hold on. What did you
No,
say?
no,
You
I
said
don't-
Caicedo, right? Hold on.
I did say Caicedo.
Ask the
Yes.
question.
No.
So
I did say
Liverpool signed
Caicedo.
Caicedo today.
Yeah.
Liverpool signed Caicedo.
Yeah,
City
yeah,
is the
yeah.
same exact squad now.
Yeah, as it is
You
now,
wouldn't
'cause
pick
it's
Liverpool
shifted.
to finish above City.
No, because
because
City
they
are the
got-
better team.
Okay.
They ain't got the better
City are the
squad
better
either.
team. That's why. Come on, man.
No disrespect to like Liverpool's 11 or anything, but to win the league, Premier League, you don't need an 11. You need a squad, Mo. They got a Man City at the end of this window, and when let's say Liverpool did get Caicedo, would have a squad. You think Curtis Jones and all that off the bench and that's going to move the needle? Thiago being injured, there's one centre back injury. Where are they? In the mud. And you think they're going to potentially win over them when they got Thursday nights? No chance. There's a reason why no one in Europa League wins the league when they're in Europa League. By the way,
Arsenal almost did it, but
but yeah,
one
almost.
injury, which is
There you go,
it proves
Mo.
your
Mo.
point. It proves your
Mo.
point.
Almost.
It proves this
Almost.
point. It proves
Let's
this
clarify
point
that.
that when Saliba got injured, they didn't win the
look,
league.
Look, I'm going to ask you a question. What is a better league? What is a better league? Premier League 2 in the Premier Division. Remember, Premier League 2, do you know that Premier League Division? Just down beneath. Or the ones that beat League 1 and 2 teams, by the way. That one, Premier League 2 teams. Or Ecuadorian League.
I'm sorry, what is Premier League 2? Is that the youth team?
Well, yeah, the youth
under
team.
21.
The one that gets to play in the St. John Paint, whatever that trophy that beats National League size, League 2
You
size.
talking about the development league?
No, the Premier League 2. So what's the better league? So the ones that where reserves play and all this kind of stuff. What's the better league?
I'll never
That'll
watch
be
the game
Ecuadorian
of
league.
both.
Wait.
Yeah.
What is a better league in your head? What's the better quality even?
Ecuadorian First League, probably. Premier League 2 is what? Is youth teams under 20 years old? Or that's... Yes.
So PL2, they've got youth, you've got reserves, you've got all sorts. What's a better league? I'm just gonna debunk this theory. You can't even tell me, Mo, yeah, because you're baffled. You probably don't
Because I have no idea what is Premier League 2. You're telling me reserve. What is reserve?
They don't have... So what I'm trying to say is you talk about experience, yeah? And I thought, let me go on transfer market, right? Because Premier League 2 is better quality than what you're going to get over in Ecuador, funny enough. That's why there's not loads of major, probably Ecuadorian talent out there. There probably is, and they're probably not found. So you talk about experience. Lavia has played 7,700 minutes in his career, and Caicedo's only played 8,170 minutes. But you want to talk about experience that doesn't move the needle. But Lavia, automatically, we talk Chelsea fans, and everyone knows Lavia's got world-class potential, just like Caicedo. One might rate one more than the other. But when we deep it, one's got more, spotlight than the other. So we talk about experience, right? And experience comes with minutes played, does it not? So Lavia doesn't start for Liverpool, but Caicedo instantly starts for Liverpool. How does that make any sense when both of them have got potential world-class ability? Mo.
Actually, Caicedo have one season, and I'm not gonna just debunk it.
You can't.
To debunk it. I actually think that Lavia, as an academy player, doesn't have experience. What is going on here?
What you
want to tell? Oh my God!
No, you said the You said the Ecuadorian league, yeah. And I looked at Premier League 2 as well. I mean, that's why I was asking what's got better quality in it. And you can see people under here will talk about the Premier League 2. It's got under 23s, so that's a lot of different names, not just academies that Lavia was playing in, and I think he won it as well. To be fair, so I was going off of that theory. My experience, I went on transfer market, and you can see how much Premier League minutes they both had.
I'm looking
it's
at
so similar, isn't it, Mo? So when you look at it like that, and you look at everything else that comes beyond it, it's exactly the same experience overall. Men's football under 23 is still men's football. That's probably why he went there. Not academy ball. Okay. It's still men's football.
So I'm not going to go into details, but the average age for the Premier League 2, I'm looking at it now, it's 19 years old, Cass. It's not 23. There is a okay. So if you go to Premier League 2 on transfer
Is
market,
it 19?
it's actually 19 years old. All of them,
Right,
19,
if
20,
I had to move
18,
to Premier League
18, 19, 20,
If
18,
I had to
19,
move to a
20.
Premier League 2 team or Ecuadorian league, I'm probably going to pick the under 19 league or whatever it might be, the Ecuadorian league. Because
I don't know because I never watched it. I don't know the Premier League 2, but I would definitely pick the Ecuadorian league as more competitive league than this league. More experience, better. Like, I don't know. This is kind of getting
exactly the whole point of this stupid ass question, yeah. Like PL2's
what is the what's the
point of this stupid ass question is because I'm debunking your theory because you don't know
that Lavia. You telling me that Lavia has the same experience as Caicedo?
It's not significantly more. It's not significantly more. It's
Mo specifically said Ecuadorian football and quoted what's his name, Greasy, when he was talking about Brazilian football. And that's what he added on to why he's got more experience than Lavia. But you actually go look at the Premier League minutes both players have played, and it's so similar. Get it? So in theory, what you've done, Mo, just like you did the other day on Doucoure and said he's going to fail at City when you've never watched him and stuff.
I never did. Okay. I never did. Don't say that I said. If you get me one clip that I said that he's going to fail at City, I will concede.
That's got it, by the way.
He did
never watched him. Compared him to Traore and
I never said he will fail.
Without actually watching him.
By the way, Cass, just to let you know, Moises Caicedo played 12 games in the Belgium league before he joined.
I know.
In 2021, before he joined in 2021, the Premier League, Brighton played 8 games there. Then last year he played 37 games in the Premier League. All the experience for Romeo Lavia in the first team is playing 29 games for Southampton.
So Mo, 12 games more is more experience.
Not 12 games more.
No.
It's actually not 12 games more. Let me just
how many minutes?
It's actually double the number of games. Double the number of games.
Mo, say the minutes. Say the minutes played because I saw it. It was about 900 odd, wasn't it? For 12 games.
You want me? I'm gonna do calculator here. We are getting really ridiculous here. That you're
the thing is overall. The thing is overall is even if Caicedo is more experienced than Lavia, it's not significantly more. It's not significant.
No, it's
That's
not.
The whole point.
But I think Caicedo at the moment is a better DM than Lavia.
That's cool.
And it's not even close. And for me, it's not even close.
That's fair. I won't go as far to say it's not even close. That's too far.
Like for me, it's not even like at the moment. Lavia might get it this year, next year.
By the way,
it's not even close.
He could have ended this. He could have ended this by saying, "I think Caicedo is just a much better player." Not once did you even say that during this whole thing with Flawless.
No. I kept saying that Caicedo is established and Lavia. Okay, I said Caicedo is established in my opinion, based on how I watch him, and Lavia has potential. Didn't I say that 50 times?
Because Lavia played 29 matches and then Caicedo played 37 last season, just gone and 8 in his the season before. So it isn't that many more appearances.
There's no point entertaining it, yeah. He talked on the theory of experience. He didn't say he's much better than him. He could have just said, I think Caicedo is just a much better player. He didn't say nothing about being more established or nothing like that. He just went off the theory about experience and why Lavia wouldn't move the needle or start for Liverpool right now as it currently stands in their squad. That is it. That's it. He's too proud to admit he's got an agenda. Anyways, that's why it's called Mo-gender. Anyways, moving on.
Mo-gender.
Anyways, moving on.
Okay, no, I'm not moving on because you told me to add the minutes. Lavia as a first teamer played 6,273 minutes. That's Caicedo. Lavia played 2,330 minutes.
Is that it?
So he played like 4,000 minutes more.
That's it. It's like basically triple the amount of minutes played on the pitch. Triple.
Is that it? No,
that's it. That's it. You asked me. That's it.
What is 4,000 minutes more in football? It's not a lot more. It's nothing in this. It's not really that much.
It's not a significant amount. No.
It's not. This is what. But the whole theory of you saying, he said you was going on that Caicedo.
It's more. It's about a season and a half more. Okay.
Mo, I know.
One is 23, one is 19. You're telling me that this one has the same experience as this one. Oh my God, ridiculous.
Age is now a thing in football now, yeah, that you can't rate them on their ability and everything because one is older than the other. Oh my word.
No. Anyway. I never said that. No. I never said age. I said the amount of first team football that Caicedo played is more than Lavia. But that's it. That's all I said. That's all I said. And you guys don't want to entertain that because of Lavia's ability on the ball or whatever that you guys say.
The way we
debunk
stuff, Bruno Fernandes plays 6,000 minutes in one season, so I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, the way we debunk stuff, we love Premier League experience. Your favorite words, by the way, Mo. You love talking about Premier League experience. So I'm going off Premier League experience, not men's football. Then you tried to refer to it in the Ecuadorian football, and I just compared it to Premier League 2 football. Yeah, Mo, your whole theory was he's much. You said, all right, let's do this because I don't even want to do this. Yeah, because it's boring as shit. You said that Lavia would not start for Liverpool's midfield right now as it currently stands because of experience, but Caicedo would make them, title contenders, potentially winning the league. And your whole theory was based off experience. And now you have to go and get, of course, you can do how much minutes have been done in total. But when you told me, 3,500, 600 minutes is significantly more to add on towards Lavia's experience in the Premier League, it's barely anything. So to say that he wouldn't do that because of experience, and now you're using age.
Okay, so you keep talking, and then once I open my mouth, see, that's the problem. Once I open my mouth, you're like, don't want to let me finish. Caicedo for me moves the needle. Okay, you want to move on?
Yeah, I don't care.
You had your piece. Move on. You had your piece. Move on.
I know, Mo. See, because you
had your piece. You wanted to say your piece. Move on. You wanted to have your piece. Move on.
All right, Mo, you're getting salty now. Shut up. What's it called?
Me to getting salty. You didn't even want to let me talk.
Just shut up. Let me move on. Fucking hell. Flip's sake. This guy, bruv, every stream. No wonder why Daps gets vexed at you, man. Anyways, next topic, yeah. Arsenal Football Club. Have they really strengthened? And it's not a par, by the way. Have they really strengthened? Because you know what? Daps brought up something last night when he was arguing with a gal off stream. Mm-hmm. And it made me think as well. So we talk about City all the time. This is more like a City versus Arsenal kind of thing, right? So with Arsenal, they have bought Rice, but that was to replace Xhaka. But then they got Timber, who's out for the whole season now, and they got Havertz, who doesn't move the needle for no one. We look at City now, right? Who did finish above them, 5 points, whatever. We can do whatever this went. We can do whatever you want to do about it. They're going to go get a couple more signings, Doucoure, Kovacic is technically better than Havertz and a better player. And when you look at what Arsenal have got, do you really think they have strengthened in their squad enough to go and win the league, even though City's drop off from Mahrez and so forth is another question. All I'm trying to ask is, have Arsenal really strengthened their squad in total to go and win the league? Because when you think about Xhaka, I see Arsenal fans talking about how great Xhaka was in certain positions. I think Rice is a better player than Xhaka as well, and I think he does improve them defensively, maybe not attacking wise. But do you reckon he's actually really improved?
They've improved their squad overall. Don't get mistaken, because like you mentioned, Rice. Yeah, Timber's injured now, but Timber was an improvement. But Rice is an improvement on the team. Rice is a better player than Xhaka as well. But have they improved to go and win the league? No, they haven't. They were behind Manchester City, and any Arsenal fans may not like this, but this is the facts of the matter. Any team who's consistently putting out Kai Havertz in their midfield area is not winning no Premier League. He's an awful player. It's a horrific signing. He's a terrible player. That's just legit what it is. And I said all that before they signed him. Awful signing. And shout out to James Redmond, because he said it. All of a sudden, like, what I've noticed is, and he said this, football fans have become lawyers for become defense lawyers for players they've never rated before. There's all these Arsenal fans trying to lie to themselves and hype it up. Go check their tweets. Just type in their name if they haven't deleted with Havertz and see what they were saying about him beforehand. Awful player. Doesn't excel at anything on the football. Doesn't excel defensively. Doesn't excel offensively. You know what I'm saying? Shocking signing. Bang average player at best. What are we doing here? And so with him in their midfield, he's worse.
He's not. Okay, flawless. He wasn't. Is he bang average because of the Chelsea spill?
Again, people love. All right, so people love to do that. So I'll dispel that then. Who do you think, Mo? No, he wasn't. No, because people love doing that with Mason Mount as well and using that as an excuse. I'll ask you a question, Mo. Who's the best number 10 in Europe for you outside of the Premier League?
Number 10.
Anyone? Yeah, outside or number 8, 10, 8, whatever.
Bellingham, Modric.
Okay, so we'll use Bellingham. If you put Bellingham in that Chelsea side, and the same predicament Havertz was in, same team, same system, same manager, does he perform better than Kai Havertz?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're
I'm
talking
with you,
levels.
bro. I'm with you.
That's the point that I'm making. No, the reason why I asked that is because people always like to use, everybody's terrible at Chelsea. All right, take your top 5 players and put them in that Chelsea team, Chelsea system. They all perform better. Take your top 10, your top 15, your top 20. He's just not very good. Why do we continue, not you, Mo, but why do we continue to have these questions about these players? We've watched him for 3-4 years now at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He bang average at best. He's just not very good. And he was a terrible signing for Arsenal.
So here is the thing about Kai Havertz. I watched him at Arsenal and I watched him at Chelsea. Lazy, doesn't win anything, doesn't offer you anything on the pitch. This is I watched that many times. Doesn't offer you anything. His body language is shit. He doesn't offer you anything. The thing about it, when I watched Havertz at Leverkusen, and I watched him at Leverkusen, he was really good. Lots of potential, and he was so good on the ball and everything. The only leeway I will give Arsenal about this thing is that when Odegaard joined Real Madrid at 16, people said this is a wicked player. He will do this. He will do bits, right? And he didn't do a lot, right? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, until he joined Arsenal. And Arteta was able to get his potential out. And look at the season he had last season. You can say it's a world-class season for a midfielder with that amount of goals and the assists, right? The only leeway I'll give Arsenal is that I am waiting for Arteta to prove everybody wrong about Kai Havertz and rediscover his form from 4 years ago. My problem with it is the value of the player. You literally paid Chelsea kind of the same amount of money that they paid after he failed 3 years at their club. So you kind of got scammed, right? If they got this player for 25 million, I would say, yes, you want to rediscover his form at
That's
Liverpool.
Still a scam.
Well, because of his performance.
Still a scam.
My problem with Arsenal now, which is I'm seeing him, people say he's strengthening the squad. One of the main players they had last year was Granit Xhaka. Believe it or not, Granit Xhaka contributed a lot to this team. Goals, assists, and also defensively. I've seen very, very last-ditch tackles from him. Rice now joined. Can Rice replace Kai Havertz? Granit Xhaka? No. Can Kai Havertz do that? No. But both of them together can do Granit Xhaka role. Yes, but that means you lose a player on the pitch. I'm serious, by the way.
I know you're serious.
I watched Granit Xhaka last year. I watched the guy get an assist and then dribble. Anyway, long story short, they strengthening the starting 11? I don't think so. The starting 11 haven't got.
No, it's worse. It's worse.
I agree with this part because I'm seeing Gabriel bench for now. I'm seeing a new tactic. And I don't get me wrong, I want Arsenal to win, by the way. And I think because it's a realistic thing. I don't want Man City winning. I don't care where it is. I want them to win. And I'm not going to start saying here by Havertz. I'm not going to pin it on Havertz. I have to pin it on Arteta. When Partey has to start right back, right, in the first 11 to fit him in, has that 11 improved? I don't think it strengthened the 11 in total, in my opinion, especially with, obviously it's unfortunate what happened to Timber, and I think he would have kind of moved the needle with maybe Zinchenko or something in the start, right? I don't think Havertz, no one can sit here on this, even in the chat, and can say Havertz improves that 11. You two just said it yourselves. You're having a discussion about it, right? Him on the bench is a little bit different. I think what they really do need to do to really kind of solidify themselves is go and get another right back / someone that can maybe even do centre back, right? So I just feel like if you're going to have to use Partey there, I think you haven't technically strengthened. You've probably got worse. And I ain't seen that midfield kind of, even against Palace. Would any of you say that midfield was majorly dominant, or do you reckon they had a lot more joy elsewhere?
Yeah, it wasn't made. It was efficient.
It's a lot more solid.
Yeah. It was
what we know in it.
It was a bang average Palace side, and Arsenal did what they were supposed to do. But in terms of them looking exceptional against it, no. And Kai Havertz wasn't in particular bad in their first 2 games. He was Kai Havertz. He was okay. He was decent. That's legit what it is. But has he made their first 11 worse? Yes. Everyone knows Arsenal. Everyone but Arteta knows Arsenal's best midfield is Partey, Rice, Odegaard. That is their best midfield, clear as day. Everybody can see that by Mikel Arteta. You mentioned Partey playing right back, which is why they're moving him right back. I don't know, but that's Arteta's doing. But I think even with everybody fit, he still plays Partey right back. Timber goes left back. And for whatever reason, he's on playing the Kai Havertz in central midfield, even though he don't excel at anything going forward. So again, it's just mind-baffling. I think the manager's just made a mistake. That's all it is. I think he just made a terrible error signing him, and they'll pay the price with that.
The best thing the only thing, Mo, is the fact that they got 6 out of 6 points. And both times we kind of said Forest could have nicked a point there. You know, but that's a big if, and they never did, right? And we talk about Palace, and we wouldn't say that was overwhelming. Like they overwhelmed their opponent. Like I've seen some Arsenal fans in our comments talk about, you know, that last year the Arsenal performance was better this year compared to last year against Palace. I disagree. I totally disagree. It would never was, because I remember watching that game, doing a watch long for it, and I remember being amazed at this Zinchenko, you know, and how they all fitted in, even with Jesus. It's a bit unfair to judge Arsenal when they don't have a Jesus, their main striker in the team as well. But I just feel like it didn't move the needle as it did last year. That's all I'm going off of. And starting Partey at right back is nah, man.
Bro, he's shoehorning freaking Havertz in the team to prove his point.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the same as Ten Hag.
Same as Ten Hag.
Same shit.
Same
thing.
It's like he's literally telling the people, I'm gonna tweak the system to put this guy on the pitch. And then when he wins, like, I won.
Yep.
People are not honest, bro. To be honest, like, I watch how people are not honest.
Talk about it, Mo.
Look, a lot of people are not honest. Arsenal fans.
Is it sustainable, Mo? That's the question. Is it sustainable?
I think Arteta's smart enough. So to be honest with you, I think Arteta is smart enough, because I think this guy is very good, Arteta. He's smart enough to realize, and he's going to change it once Gabriel Jesus comes back. The reason why it's going okay now, because Nketiah is a number 9. Once Jesus comes back, this freaking system of 2 guys behind the forward that worked for City when they got an actual number 9 inside the 18. Gabriel Jesus likes to drop deep. So that means you will need something else. I think this system might not work with Jesus. You'll have too many players occupying the same space behind the 18, you know, outside the 18. Jesus, Havertz, and Odegaard. Okay, so who's inside the 18 then? Who's scoring the goals?
Mo, you're giving him too much credit. I think when Jesus comes back and plays ahead of Enquire, he carries on with this system. This is the plan.
If he carries on with the system, I said at the beginning of the season, I think me and you were on the terrace, and I said, my worry for Arsenal this year is Arteta's stubbornness.
I hope he carries on. Fuck Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? Love to see it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I want Arsenal to be better, bro. I want
it exactly. That's the difference, because I don't like Arsenal. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad when they signed Kai Havertz, I was glad. I was happy. I said I couldn't look forward to an Arsenal debut more, because he's a horrific signing. I thought we fucked up with Mount, and Mount is an awful signing. Don't get mistaken. Yeah. Only 2 good things about Mount: 1, the chant, and 2, the Arsenal signed Kai Havertz. It's the only good things about Mason Mount.
Let me do this super chat, because one of them I want to ask a question about it. HN is saying, love Flawless, always cheers me up. Yeah, we love Flawless as well. Love Flawless, always cheers me up. Another one as well. And why did Liverpool not go for Rice? So confusing. I think by that time they still didn't have the money from Fabinho. I think so. You remember the cash money at that time. What's this name? Messi.
That's right,
Messi. Chelsea will end up with £100 million on the bench to balance. Maybe, probably. I think maybe one of them. Did Flawless not predict Arsenal to finish 5th?
No, I did initially, and this is before deals. This was a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, okay.
I did initially. I actually now have Arsenal 3rd.
Well, here you go. Yeah. Here you go, people.
I have Arsenal 3rd. So for people who are like, oh, you hating? I have all my ups, and I have my 3 ups. The 3 teams I despise the most in 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd. I'm not biased, people. I call it as I see it. Just because you might not like the way I'm stating facts in Havertz being a horrific signing, it don't take away from what Arteta has done in Arsenal. I have you lot 3rd. I have my 3 ups, 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd. It's like, it pains me to admit it, but that's just the facts.
So, okay, Martin, most duels won, most distance covers. Lazy. So let me, number 1, please someone give me that. Martin, please DM me the site that you find the distance covers per game. Number 2, this comment, Martin, is what Arsenal fans, they got an offensive player that had double-digit goals at Liverpool, filled at Chelsea, won the Champions League being a striker, and now you're bragging with most duels won and tackles. This is how bad it is. You're clutching, bro. You're clinging to something.
Mo as well. We talking most duels won for an offensive player. He's an attacking player. That's what he's been brought in to do. Why are we talking about Jules? Why are we talking about his defensive? That's how bad he is. So he's a defensive 10. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. All right.
Havertz and Mount got more cardio comms than goals. Probably. Facts. Yeah. Thank you. And Tony Bloom is saying, not shoehorning, accommodating Zinni's absent. Gabriel is not capable of playing CCB. That's a new position in football. If someone knows plays
FIFA, center back, maybe.
Central center. Okay. In the back three, like you saw Man United in preseason, he was exposed. Partey, most of the game was in a double pivot. I agree with that. But Gabriel, if he plays left centre back, Saliba in the middle, and White on the right side, that would be balanced. But I'm still thinking that it's shoehorning. It's shoehorning him, to be honest.
It is shoehorning. That is to make the system fit for him, really and truly.
You took one of the best sixes in the league over last season to put him at right back, to invert, to accommodate Rice playing as a 6 and Havertz play behind. And I said that he was going to... By the way, before the season, I said he was going to go with this formation. I said he's going to copy the system of Man City to accommodate Havertz and Odegaard behind the striker. And it happened. It's very obvious. So Arsenal, though. But to be honest, are City stronger than last year? Did the gap get smaller?
Just to clarify quickly, now I had Arsenal 4th. It wasn't 5th. I had Arsenal 4th initially, people.
And now they jumped to 3rd.
Yeah. But carry on. Talk about City. Go on.
Cass,
no, you can't replace obviously what they've lost. No matter who you bring in, you're not gonna. It's the same question for Liverpool. If you got rid of Salah, you can't replace it, and ultimately you don't improve from that. But the difference is within Arsenal and Man City is that I don't look at Arteta as a tactical genius, and where I look at Pep as a problem solver in any walk of life, within football. So wherever he gets, he will make it work.
Yes.
Do I think they've definitely weakened? I think every City fan knows they've weakened in squad ability, but not capability, innit? That's the difference. I think that's the better words. I think if you ask if Arsenal strengthened, technically they have strengthened. Like they have, but not by much as obviously some fans might seem. But the way I look at it is how much of a gap it was. The gap was 5 points, right? So I'm going to judge it on those 5 points. And that's why I think it's going to be very narrow this year in terms of who wins. Do I have Arsenal to tip? Yeah, because I want them to win it. That's why I have them first, more or less, but I think they can win it. I think it takes one to lose one, right? But, you never know with the things you never know with Pep. Pep's probably in his hospital bed going mad while his back's recovering, going off all different plans of how he's going to fit Matheus Nunes in and whoever else to go and win the game. That's the difference. And if you're going to tell me that, I look at Gabriel and I think that's a bit of a weaker defense. That's why probably the way they got Declan Rice to cover a bit of that. But I looked at Arsenal's defense and I think even Palace, if they had a better striker in their day, they're drawing that game, And I look at City and if they got a better defense with Vardio, yes, they do. They're solid. And that is the difference. Have they weakened an attack? Yes, of course they have. Have they strengthened the defense? Of course they have. That's the thing. If Arsenal got better defensively, I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, it's yet to be seen. I don't think they made any major improvement. I don't look at Declan Rice as a DM anyways. I look at him as an 8. Have they got better in attack? Well, not yet. Jesus is out. It's the same.
No, I'm saying we can't have it, and they've definitely not got better in attack.
That's all I'm trying to say. So it's pretty even. I think Matheus Nunes again doesn't move the needle massively, but does he mean he retain? Because that guy's a box to box genius. Yeah, like I wanted him at Man United, and I didn't think City were going to go in for him. Retains the ball, drives with the ball, and does what he needs to do. Tackles and can probably play all over the pitch as well if need be. If you need that right back to go invert, I'm pretty sure he'll go do the job. Pep. That's the difference with Pep. Pep's always the unknown factor. So that's my
City, even if City are not at the level they was at last season in terms of ability, let's say they fell off, they're still so far ahead that they're going to win the league. I've said this before. Even if they drop off,
far ahead.
Yes, far ahead.
Okay.
That's why, Mo, you will not sit there and say a team outside of them is winning the league.
So why are you saying far ahead?
Why? Because they're better than everybody else. Who's close to them? Tell me the team that's close to Manchester City.
So if let me just say something. If Saliba didn't get injured last year, it's a big if, but it's an if because do you believe Arsenal would have won the league?
I killed is dead. We won't know. Because you know why? Every single time I killed is dead. Pretty much every single time Manchester United were in a title race with Fergie, at least bare minimum, one of our main players got injured. And I'm old enough to have seen this, so I know this. Go check back in the 90s when we didn't win league titles. When we did, more often than not, 1, maybe 2 key players in the central areas, whether that's the goalkeeper, centre-back, midfielder, striker. Like when we didn't win it when Cantona got manned for kicking the fan, for example. We win it that season. So we could easily do that. And Arsenal will say the same thing. Arsenal would have had injuries at times. Chelsea, injuries is part of the game. If your whole team can't function with one man injured, your manager's bang average.
Yeah, I said that. I said he worked.
Your manager's bang average if that's the case. That's why I don't hear the excuse. They didn't lose the league because Saliba got injured. Let's not do this, because Jamie Carragher did a thing on MNF, and when you looked at goals conceded, expected goals against, shots against, etc., it wasn't too dissimilar. Of course, Saliba improves them. The reason why they didn't win the league, because they bottled it. And Jesus said it. Jesus said it himself. We got nervous. Newsflash, people. Big newsflash. Nervous and bottling is two branches of the same tree. It's the same thing. It's just the other way of saying it. But people don't like it. Arteta was in GQ magazine stating, I don't know if I'm good enough to take Arsenal over the top. So he was doubting himself. They bottled it. Zinchenko crying on the bench. They bottled it. So let's kill this whole Saliba injury. And bottling is not something you can easily just overcome. Because let's say hypothetically this season, Arsenal do the same thing again. So they have the same season, terrific first 2/3, record points total halfway through. City are kind of stuttering. You don't think when it gets to the same time frame, that's not in the back of their minds. That's not the whole conversation. On Never a Foul, when you man are talking about it, will Arsenal bottle it again? You think that pressure's not getting to? Why won't they crumble again? They've not added no certified winners. So why all of a sudden wouldn't they crumble again? So let's kill this dead. Like I said, nobody's close to it. People don't like it. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being Mank born and bred. City are ahead of everybody else. That's why nobody won't stay on this platform, my platform, any other platform and say such and such is winning the league. It's all hope. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Cass admitted it. He said, I hate City. I want Arsenal to do it just because I hate City. That's just him being honest. That's nothing logical in that. That's just him stating that, which is cool. But let's call spade a spade. Nobody thinks anybody by Manchester City is winning the league. That's why no one said Arsenal will win the league. No one said Liverpool will win the league. No one will say Chelsea win the league. Show me a content creator who said that. Who? Why do we have these conversations where we don't know? But Cass, I just legit said, Cass said where it's coming from. I hate Manchester City. Therefore, Arsenal are going to win the league. That lets you know his thought process where it's coming from.
No, Cass actually explained realistically and why he thinks Arsenal win the league, and he has a point. He has a good argument. Is it right or wrong? It's an argument.
Remember when I said I think we're finishing second? Yeah, because I believed in my team, and I still do, to be fair, to go and do what's needed because of these horrible performances. But I said by then I was judging everyone on who they're potentially going to go buy in the end of this window. This was before Doucoure, and this was before Nunes. I said I don't know who City are linked to, and if they don't get any signings, I don't think they're going to move the needle as far as they think they are going to, because they're going to need a squad, right? So I didn't know that was freehand before they got Doucoure, who is a 1v1 demon,
He's electric,
and Matheus Nunes, who's clearly a player that I actually wanted, who actually I would have put next to Casemiro with ease, right? And I still want him to today, and I'm not going to get him. So that was before I knew who City were going to buy. That was all based off I didn't know, because they weren't linked to no one at that time, you know? That's it.
So that's just what it is. Mo, if we all do predictions, we're all putting City first.
I put City first, of course.
Of course.
I put City first.
We all know this.
I actually think there is an argument there that Arsenal can win it. That's the thing.
It's a weak argument.
Okay. They can win it, but that's the same way. Man United can win it too.
Okay, so can I ask, can Spurs win the league?
They can win it.
Okay, can Chelsea win the league?
Anyone can win the league.
No. Like, would you have any hope? Realistically, yes, Cass, but you get what I'm saying. Right? Can Man United win the league?
No.
Okay. Can Arsenal win the league?
No.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, they can.
I think. Guys, in the chat, realistically,
I have it in midfield. No.
Can Arsenal win the league? Is there any other team than Arsenal that can win the league this year?
Oh, I can't lie. I want to do this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Havertz is better than Fabio Vieira to come off the bench and use and that's a major upgrade on that eyelash. That's the truth as well.
I'm calling my eyelash. This guy.
Fabio Vieira is shit. He's a failed signing.
I'm not saying he's not shit. I'm just saying calling my eyelashes is outrageous. But carry on. That's all. It caught me off guard.
Shane is saying Jesus is back in full training, expected to start. I'm really intrigued to see how Arsenal play this weekend with Jesus back. Is he going to stick to the same thing, or is he going to change?
I think that might be a rush. I thought he was going to be out for longer. Is this not rushing him back potentially?
I don't know. I don't know the extent of this injury anyway. It was knee or what it was.
We'll see. He's going to take some time to get going again anyways.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
I saying Arsenal is closer to City than United are to Arsenal.
Yeah, that's all and good. So what does that mean, though?
Is that do you guys believe that as United fans?
Wait. Before we even entertain it, what does this mean?
That means Arsenal are
closer to being champions and Man United are close to being Arsenal.
Yes.
Cool, but we're both gonna fail. So what does it matter? Like, what do we do these things for? We both gonna fail. Arsenal gonna be runners up again. They've just taken Liverpool's spot. Great, you know what I'm saying? Glorified runners up, man. That's all that is. You got Ryu, Dave, Ken. That's all it is, man. You know what I'm saying? People enjoy being runners up.
Daps saying, Pete from Loaded, please. I am not, don't know what that is.
Loaded Mag? You mean? Channel? You mean Dave P, that guy? No, man, is that who you mean, by the way?
So,
if you're talking about
Craig, what is the question here?
I nice guy, but he's unreliable. Move on.
Liverpool till I die FSG out saying top right. There's no top here, it's only right or left.
He's
Cannot break tactically word salad.
That even made okay.
Top right? I mean, you mean the guy on the right, or
yeah, he's talking about me, but I don't even know what that means. I even can't break what down tactically exactly. Man can't even put a sentence together. And he talking about tactics.
Oh, you're just waffling Flawless, but it's fine. It's all right. We just got you on this channel to just have your talk, and that's it. We love you, and just it's amazing. Anyway, people, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for Flawless. His channel, Sarcasm City TV, in the description. Make sure to give it a subscription. Like his videos that are there. He streams every day, brilliant videos, and he breaks it tactically on his channel, not here. So just go watch that. And make sure today at 11 UK time, we'll be streaming. We'll have it's me, Daps and Cass, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Ty. And probably it's going to be Nunes, Mo Salah or something. But anyway, thank you everybody that tuned in. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button before you go. And we'll see you tonight.